Welcome to Spirit Baby Radio. I am your host, Kelly Meehan, a citizen of the universe and a passage keeper and mentor for our new Earth children. I believe we are entering into a new psychic structure of our reality, and it is meant to embody deeper trust and ways into solid self-love and fearless integrity. Our new world energy of spirit babies needs us to consciously create within conception, trust pregnancy, and have freedom to birth and parent from innate wisdom. This is Spirit Baby Radio. Welcome to episode 220, July 11th, 2025. The energetic and spiritual realities of conception for the fabulous 40s and up. How do you welcome conception at age 40 and up? Are you obsessed with your conception and taking millions of supplements and doing it all? How can you find your own heart's path to receiving conception into pregnancy in 2025 and beyond? Let that soak in. Where are you? It is summertime where I am. I hear the beautiful leaves and the wind working together with the sunset. I live in an area now where it's not dark until 10 p.m. Wow, like that is new for me. All is well as it can be. And I almost feel like as I'm coming on here, can we sit in our own silence, our own quiet space? And man, the body is loud, isn't it? The body is loud, the body's jogging, doing jumping jacks energetically, so many things happening, and don't be discouraged by that. You know, this is where it makes it tricky with medical intuition. People come, they want to know, but they don't want to know. I cannot control that the energy in our bodies are stagnant, are not moving. Our physiology sometimes is structured in weird ways, we'll say, to put it so lovingly. Maybe there's the endocrine system, the chemistry of it, reproduction. Maybe there's autoimmune stuff, and it's like, what is happening? The body is this map of so many different experiences, so many different healings want to happen. But do not get discouraged by that. Energy is always moving. You are your own divine center of creative force. You are light. I feel like we have to remind each other of this. Otherwise, days feel dark. Shadows feel shadowy. Negative forces feel like they're winning at times. But what are you doing to balance your own reality, your own connection, your own purpose? And maybe you are on a conception journey. That's what I'm going to go deeper into. What does that mean to conceive in your 40s? Well, first of all, society-wise, you know what I'm going to say. Culturally, are you insane? What is wrong with you? That's wrong. You're old. There's no point. And yet, you feel the call. Maybe you're a woman or a man in your 40s and you're like, maybe even 50s actually, not leaving the 50s out. Fabulous 40s, next level, super fabulous 50s. How about that? Babies are actually conceived many in the 40s. And I don't know the current statistics, but I think we have to be careful, right? Anybody can create any statistic that they want. So this is what this is what we got to question in this timeline, right? Of like, what's real, what's not real. And everybody has fallen prey to the real and the not real. It's just this space. And for example, here's a really great example. I went to Costco the other day, and as soon as I walked in, I looked to my left, and there was all these supplements. CoQ10, vitamin D, magnesium. And I was like, wow, this is interesting. These are all the quote unquote good vitamins that everybody is always talking about. Huh. I'm like, And there was a whole bunch more that I was like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And then I'm going, wait a second. Are we being like coerced? into certain things and supplements. And I don't want to shit talk supplements too much. I get it. A little bit of lysine, of B12. Maybe you do feel a little bit more energized. Your body feels good. But the obsession is like pretty bad, right? And again, I have an apothecary of many different supplements, which I think is better than having pharmacology supplements, right? I grew up when I was a kid, it was always about the antibiotics, the what kind of pills? Let's take the pills. There was never any accountability of like, let's do the emotional work, let's do massage, let's do Eastern medicine. And maybe some of you were luckily born into that. But either way, we're inundated, and especially with fertility, there's the promises of supplements curing you, healing you, the right diet, the wrong diet. And maybe you're somebody in your 40s that's doing it all. And I meet many women, especially women that come in, Kelly, I'm doing the acupuncture, I'm doing the yoga, I'm de-stressing, and what the fuck is wrong with me? Do all the things that make you feel happy and good, but don't feel like all those things is the cure to what makes you fertile. A pause for you to take that in because it's so much more. Yeah, I love the light therapy, stem cell activation patch. I love the red light. I like de-stressing, being in nature, being active, listening to my body, and doing things and pushing into spaces to listen to my energy field, to consciousness. And yet, all these external things can be very guiding, but we have to be really careful because that external reality then becomes the imprint that we create in the stories in our own consciousness, and that's the truth. It becomes real, even if it's actually not fully real. And then you're like, Kelly, what does that mean? For example, 40s in your conception. The only thing, as I said earlier, the big obstacle is the culture. Done. Now, second is your lineage, your ancestral connections, your past life issues that are all bundled up and intertwined in the energetic spaces. And then there's you as the portal of light, the portal of your heart receives pregnancy, the portal of your womb listens to your heart. It's not about, I have to go in and fix my uterus. It's broken, it's tilted, it's not working properly. The ovary's not good, the levels are not good, the estrogen, the progesterone, the pituitary, the thyroid. Isn't it tiring? What if you can come to your own balance just based on your own breath awareness and energetic self? Nobody says this. Nobody's telling you that your fertility does not begin in the external world. Your fertility is inside you. It's a part of you. Baby being is connected with you because you feel and know that desire. It's there. You sense it. It's in the waves of energy around you. I know for some of you, it's been a long journey. You're like, okay, Kelly, I started at 40 and now I'm 45. And what's happening? So many things are happening, right? There's not a one size fits all approach to what you're unwinding and what you're addressing and what you're being with. And yeah, sometimes you are being kicked in the ass over and over. And the fertility journey for your mission and your restructuring of consciousness for New Earth energy is that. For someone else, it's not. And I guarantee that someone else has some other shit happening that they're really struggling with, that they don't know how to change, they don't know how to restructure. We hear, for examples, the two big examples that come up is not really career, a little bit, relationships with partnerships and lovers, or relationships with people, or body sickness, chronic issues, or bigger diseases. And then there's fertility, pregnancy, parenting. There's these different areas that we're all kind of invited into to restructure and shift. And if you can even change the mindset in that space, it will give you a sense of ease. Yes, you're going to have worry, doubt, fears, but what you do with it is everything. So, kind of shifting back, 40s, yeah, you're going to have different hormone influxes, not just based on your age, That's what you're told over and over. That becomes the story. That's the imprint. And guess what? You're caged into that. And that cage is an energetic force. And then you can't move outside of it because now you've given into it consciously and subconsciously. So then what do? You break away and unplug and change that reality. And you replug into your own source, your own connection to you, and you listen. People call them miracles. I call it being your truest self and listening to what you're in creative force with. And it's not about I have to visualize and manifest things. It's putting it in the space. It's here and it's done. It's coming. That's it. But then here's what you have to do. You have to then quote unquote listen. And why I say quote unquote listen, listen with another sense of who you are, not listening with your ears or seeing with your eyes. That other energetic, sensitive listening. It is there, it is a part of you. And if you don't feel like you're a part of it, then that's something you have to sit with and let it expand and explore within you. Because I know our body, our organs are vibrational and they speak to us all the time and they work and they do their thing. And sometimes there's deeper, intertwined stories that are just pains in the asses. And we do have to do the work around that. I'm sorry, but we do. And when we do the work on that, remember it looks different for everybody. It's not one size fits all. You have a story. You came into this life with grief, with losses, with celebrations, with wins. All those parts of those stories become a part of you. And then you show up. So many already know this. I am considered an older mom. I birthed my boys at 36 and 41. So what? I had babies, wow, over 35. How dare you? If I listen to the culture of the world and the judgments of dark forces saying, no, you can't do anything, you can't even be your own health advocate, you can't have a baby at this age, you need to eat the foods I want you to eat, you need to follow these orders. Huh, it sounds familiar, huh? These regimes have been put into place before. But I really do believe in humanity is changing and new earth children want to be born. Yes, there is kind of quiet spaces in between the fertility for many men and women. And I meet amazing men and women, like amazing, like people. And maybe you're tuning in and you're one of those amazing people. Like your soul is so fucking bright and you're so connected and so much love and compassion. Even in couple sessions, I would say the past couple sessions in the past years until currently, just really. I want to go be a spirit baby with these parents because that's how fucking amazing they are. And there's no understanding of that. It's like, okay, there's also, remember, it's like you're going to be met with a lot of mysteries, whether you're 20 conceiving, 30 conceiving, 40 conceiving, or 50. And so, what's different about the 40s? 2025 in the 40s is not what it was 20 years ago. We can even see it through movies and media. There's this famous actor guy. My husband's like, look at this guy. He's 50. I'm not kidding. He looked like he was 75. And I'm like, that's an interesting portrayal of age. And I don't know if he was playing an older character or actually I think he was 50. And it's just quite amazing because it's different. We're different beings. We're having babies um, in a certain energetic time frame of the age of whatever this world says, right? And babies are having good experiences and births and thriving with parents that are of whatever that level is of consciousness to raise these next level of humans. And there's so much I want to say about the baby beings because it's quite incredible, these New Earth children. And they are not coming in the way we are. And what a celebration that is. We want the next generations to do better and better and better. And as we're evolving, it's just love. And I know many women in their 40s want natural conception, and it may not be the way to go, right? I have hope and realistic heart connections in that for you because not every woman needs IVF at over 35. That is charlatan trickery energy, unless there's some severe issue. And I can say that same thing about birth. Cesarean birth, it's the same thing. Intervention, birth. It's not a different variation of birth. It's not belly birth. Like, I just think that it's fine to sugar coat it, but it's still underneath a very traumatic experience for women and baby. And I don't say that to guilt you or shame you. That is, if you carry that, that is your own. I say that because we have to keep doing better. There are things that I've regretted in my birth when I had a very traumatic first birth. The way they washed my son, and I didn't want him washed. They scrubbed him like a little dish in a sink as my husband watched. Like, that's terrible. Do I shame or guilt myself? No, I feel angry about it as I speak about it, but I'm not angry in the sense of like it's hurting my life in reality. Because here's the beautiful thing about birthing babies with interventions or traumas. There are ways to work with that, releasing that, and it's not an overnight process. This is why I love, love, love birth psychology. APA, birthpsychology.org. This beautiful awareness and skill of that pre and perinatal connection. So coming back, IVF intervention underneath that, cesarean birth, all massive interventions that need to be at the very bottom of the extreme. And you may disagree with me, but I'm going to say that's how that works because we don't need intervention as much as we think we do. Remember, intervention is a frequency too. And yes, I understand there are things put into play in history of your life that then equal the present moment. So if you're going to move into IVF and it's calling to your heart and it feels like the path, and I've met some women that did IVF the very first time and conceived their child, and they felt like that was the way. And when I think of some of these women, or the second time, some of them were solo conceptions, so they didn't really have a choice, which is fine and totally appropriate. Or they had no structural issues of being able to release eggs, or they have no eggs, like, okay, the uterus is ready to bear a baby being. And I see more success in those really having a real issue. And I'm not saying that to insult you, but I've seen many women come and they around the world, by the way, that say, you know what? Like, why IVF? Is there an issue? Like, there's got to be an issue, right? And the women that say, I was told I need IVF for my age. So then you've been lied to. Because what does that have to do with your body? And age is nothing. If somebody said to me, which I wouldn't even listen, I wouldn't even put my energy out there. So I'm 40. Oh, you're having a baby. And if I went to a fertility specialist, what would they have said that could have changed the trajectory of my path? And yes, sometimes we have a clear path of conception that's before us and it's nature based. And sometimes the intervention shifts the nature base out of whack. And then there's another path that's a lot harder to get to because now the original path said, no, we were doing natural. What'd you do? You got scared and you got into fear and you shifted it. So now we're kind of confused. Our body doesn't know. Baby's like, what's happening? And I'm not saying this to guilt you, to make you feel bad, but it's a reality that I've been seeing that some baby beings are like, I don't know. Maybe I'll come through intervention, IVF, IUI, ICI. Maybe I don't really care where my energy goes, or maybe I'm not going to be in an embryo because I can't handle it. Or maybe it's like, yeah, as I said, maybe it's like, okay, this is the way, and only you know that. And really trying if you're 40s and up, 45 gets really nervous. It's okay if you're like, I'm going to jump into intervention and see what happens. You have to be forgiving and take risks, right? Because you're feeling the fear and the push and maybe you want to explore it. So remember, when we're splitting off into our energy into other areas and quadrants, we become a part of that energy. And we have to listen to intuition, whether through intervention conception or through natural conception. And, I'm not talking about IUI or ICI, which I think are really great and they can be very gentle and it can be really amazing. I get a little nervous about IVF, I'm not going to lie, because there's so much energy involved in that for the mothers. That's a lot. And I feel like we're just too nonchalant about it in this reality. As I said to a client today, it's not like, okay, I'll get a cappuccino with whipped cream, oh, and an IVF on the side. That's what it feels like. And you know what I mean by that, because it feels like it's just so nonchalant. I'm just going to do that and it's going to be fine. And then women are coming to me, not all, but a lot traumatized. I'm up to 5 fails, 5 rounds, 8, 10. Oh my gosh, 10. Can you please come to me when you do one? Don't wait to the end. Like there's a lot of energy there because then it's very self-abusive and very traumatic to go through that. And we're not talking about that. I don't see anyone talking about that. I just see people judging it. Don't do IVF. It's not good. It's bad, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, where is the emotional and the heart energy in that? How about IVF maybe is your path? And what kind of love and what kind of self-care are you moving slowly in? But it can't be the go-to unless your intuition is strongly saying, okay, it's IVF. This is the way. You have to feel into that. Not like, oh, I'm going to do IVF just because, or because someone told me, or because I'm 40, or 41, or 42, or 43, or 45, or 46, or 47, 48, 49, 50. Natural conception is available 40s and up, and many women and men are conceiving babies and birthing with no problems, actually. You can deflect that, you can receive that. And over a decade of this work, I've seen so many women, and not just in America, I mean like around the world, in Canada, Australia, all around Europe. I've worked with everybody in little parts of the world. Like I've had sessions in Japan, Asia, Indonesia, all of European area, even Dubai, Africa, other countries. I would say it's Africa, South America, Brazil, Argentina. Um, I may be missing some places in there. And so my point is, I listen to the hearts and the voices of the women on a fertility journey. And yes, it's very easy to see things on Instagram, Facebook, Google. We're so inundated, and we are literally given dark and light information that can restructure us and look at things in a certain way. So being very conscientious, you're a fertile 40-year-old looking for your conception energy that is right here, right now, as a part of you, connecting with baby beings in any way that you feel connected to connect with them. And of course, now I'm going to say notes from a spirit baby medium, everything you need to know about spirit baby communication. It is a book on Amazon, Instagram Sparks. It is global. No audiobook yet, maybe in the future, not sure. Ebook. I also have a PDF on my website if you don't have an ebook reader. This is your manual. This is your manual. This will get you so connected with the energetic and the spirit baby because spirit baby is real and they're present with you. And they are too changing their frequency. So if you've been in a long journey, just keep looking at the awakening, the restructuring of it. So if you are in your 40s and conceiving, watch what you look at. Fuck society. Listen to your heart. Find your way into the space of pregnancy and birthing in your own way and own terms. Get community. There is community. We are an attraction with the right community, and you have to go out and explore it. And I love listening to the mouths of others. As I was sharing all these places in the world, all these different countries, I get to hear what is your connection to your fertility in that world, in that space and time. I really believe when I share information, I hear it from the real people. I don't want to read too many things and take guesses. And if there is, I just say, well, this is what the internet says, but I don't know. I have to discern and feel into the energy. Like there was information scientifically that came out that they found in an autopsy of an 80-year-old woman who had follicles and eggs. I think that's very encouraging. And when you really look at the anatomy in the body, why would we not have eggs? Because I don't think a lot of 80-year-olds are thinking about conceiving, but the eggs just don't disappear and die. But listen, right? That's the story we were told. Oh, and we're not minimizing that aging happens, but it doesn't mean you can't have a baby because you're older. And sometimes women 50 and over, they don't want to have babies. And some women do. Their first, seconds, and even thirds, some accidentally, some on purpose, and some with intervention. It's a real thing. And it's okay. Remember, fabulous 40's and up. You can do this and keep surrounding. If you are someone that's in that space, keep surrounding yourself with that positive community that's like, yeah, and I know it can feel like a lonely journey. And it's all about you going deeper into your own heart space and receiving of yourself of what you need next. So welcome your fertility in where you are at. Sometimes, life does that. It comes later. And only you and your energy and the way you perceive it can create everything for it. And it's okay to be, I call it healthy obsession, because you're trying to find out where your anchor is, where your ground is. And here's a big thing with a lot of women I say, make sure you're grounded. Where's your ground? Are you really grounded? Is your nervous system always dysregulated? That's a really hard space to receive conception. You could, but it's just not going to be pleasurable, and it's going to be fighting against where your kind of, center is and how you can ground in. And there's so many beautiful ways to do that. And find what's, supplements, exercises, diets, change it up. You are not a cookie cutter person. Your energy is always changing every single day. This is why I love embodiment practices. Every day you meet your body, it's in a different space. Some days it's tense, some days it's loose, some days it's joyful, some days it's angry. Okay, let me be where I'm meant to be. And more than anything, knowing your heart's path. You feel connected to having a baby in your 40's, 50's because you hear spirit baby. Done. Let that frequency come to you. You are in frequency match. And I want you to check in with yourself. Find if you get too caught up in too many things on what your own individual love journey of fertility is, that you are fertile and that you are opening that field to however you're receiving that pregnancy can be here now, not some faraway imaginary space. And if you are in partnership, guess what? Their energetic spiritual conception is there too. They can be a big part of it, more than you, actually. You may be thinking maybe it's all you. I know being the host, the house, and doing a lot of the deeper work around that is a part of it. But if you're in partnership, your partner has to be held accountable for their own frequency, energy, and the spaces that are created and how you create them together. So don't ever feel like you're giving up, just surrender. And let's all keep uniting spaces together to know that you can be fabulous 40's conception, pregnant in your 40's. I posted this fun picture of me on Instagram and pregnant in my 40's. And I'm not the only one. So again, surrounding yourself with that positive love energy of what you're in creative forces with. And join me at Spirit Baby Collective monthly membership. We get a live each month, and every month we get a special card pull and Spirit Baby messages just for you, and a meditation paired with beautiful music. And every week I do Spirit Baby Oracle messages about baby energy. And it's really, to me, encouraging and inspiring. And it's through the Mighty Networks. I don't feel like it costs that much a month to join. And then you get different resources. It's already 20 different meditations in that actual membership. And you can come and leave anytime, but you do have to tell me. If you leave, you can't just leave and then never come back and then where it happened. And you can find that at newearthchildren.com. And that'll be here in the podcast notes as well, and ways to get my book, Notes from a Spirit Baby Medium, everything you need to know about spirit baby communication. What is coming up? I hope if you are in summer, maybe you're on the other side of the world and you're probably in, oh, is it winter? No, not winter, spring. Wherever you are, enjoy nature, whether it's in the beautiful tundra of the iciness or the scorching heat of the sun. Let nature guide you. Let your fertile energy keep taking you to wherever you need to go. And I want to thank you for joining the energetic and spiritual realities of conception for the fabulous 40s and up. Thank you for joining Spirit Baby Radio with your host, me, Kelly Meehan. Please join my community and stay in touch with monthly energy rants, Spirit Baby poetry, and get access to Spirit Baby 101 with tips and practices at my newsletter at newearthchildren.com. And join me on Instagram with lives at Spirit Baby Medium, and join the Mighty Networks, the Spirit Baby Collective membership, and Motherhood to Mediumship. Remember, you are the heart that holds communication, and it is your time to connect. Come share in the great shift of your mind and the true spirit of your heart with Spirit Baby Communication.